Hey guys, Savage Joy here. I am in Des Moines, Iowa. I've been kind of traveling around to different Bernie offices, Bernie campaign offices. We actually have 22 in the state of Iowa, more than anyone else. I believe last I heard was the second most was 9, which is Warren. So we definitely have the momentum. We definitely have the campaign offices. We have more ground game than anyone else. That's for damn sure. I'm catching the bus back to Davenport. I'm only here for 2 days. I wanted to meet some of my burners and stuff like that, so I just took a bus. Now the thing about Davenport, if you haven't been to Iowa, the cool thing is Davenport is really close to Chicago. It's only about 2 hours away. And that being said, we get a lot of people coming from Chicago. Our office alone is getting about over 100 Chicago people every Saturday and Sunday to canvass. So it's not just me from Pennsylvania. I met people yesterday who were here from California, Texas, Florida, Tennessee. I mean, people are literally coming from everywhere to volunteer. It is so fucking beautiful. I'm in Des Moines. I am at the state capitol. Let me go like this. See, there's apparently real gold on that, which is exciting because it's not like there's homeless people. But in any case, so I've been going door knocking in the snow and everything. It's been insane. The woman I went canvassing with last night, we literally were using ski poles to get down the sidewalks because nobody freaking shovels. And in Pennsylvania, you will get like a $500 fine if you don't shovel. But in Iowa, they're just like, fuck this. I'm just gonna leave all this snow and ice on my sidewalk. I have bruises all over me from falling on the ice all the time. I will not miss that. Other than that, that's the only real complaint I have about Iowa thus far. I'm meeting so many wonderful Bernie supporters. I just had a beautiful experience. I was checking out of the hotel in Des Moines because, as I said, I'm just in this city for 2 days, and it was a beautiful young Muslim woman with a strong accent, and she's like, "Why are you know what brings you to Des Moines?" And I said, "Well, I'm from Pennsylvania, and I came to volunteer for Bernie for 5 weeks." And she goes, "I can't wait to caucus for him on Monday." And it just kind of choked me up because I'm like, we do have such a strong backing of there's a page Muslims for Bernie and immigrants for Bernie. And it choked me up because I'm like, these are why I came, these moments. Just to meet like a random stranger and to have them say, "I'm so excited to be able to caucus for him." It just, I don't know, it's heartwarming. Last weekend, in 36 hours, just last weekend, we knocked on over 102,000 doors in the state of Iowa. That is fucking insane. 6 digits in 36 hours. That is mind-blowing. We hit our mark as far as phone banking. We had a goal of 5 million calls. We surpassed it. Now our goal is 10 million, and we're at like over 9 million. The amount of our support is just growing every day. It is incredible. I have met people who have come to Iowa from Germany, South Africa, Zimbabwe, New Zealand, 2 from UK, 2 from Ireland, a bunch from Canada. There are people from, like, other countries here, other countries, just coming to Iowa to help us. I've never seen anything like this. Our movement knows no bounds. We have no borders. It is global. Absolutely, Greg. Like, that's the best way to put it. It is global. And when you hear these people who, have come to a different country just to, campaign for someone who will not directly affect them, and you talk to them and they share their story of, usually it's, well, we have these things and we don't understand why a country richer than us doesn't give these things to their people. And then it's also, Bernie has resolutions to stop wars that are affecting these people. And it really is all interconnected. So, I'm just meeting the most wonderful people. It's not all roses. A lot of us are, we have like crying spells and stuff because it is utterly exhausting. We are doing about 14-hour days. We are marching door to door for hours in the snow every single day. There are days where we don't eat a single thing till like 11 at night. It's exhausting. I've lost 14 pounds since I came here. Like, I'm serious. It's just crazy. You don't have time to eat. You don't sleep. You just campaign. And it's been worth it. It really has. It'll be even more worth it if we come out on top Monday. The one thing I do want to say, though, is that a lot of people use the hashtag, like, we're going to win and stuff like that, and we just can't do that. I'm finding that, polls are great, and we are kicking ass in polls. We just are. We're number one in so many states, including Iowa. But the one thing I want to share is there are so many people in Iowa who have no fucking idea what a caucus is. I'm not kidding. It is staggering. So many people. Now, if you want to look at a good thing, that being said, they're not caucusing for someone else. So that's good. But it's really incredible that, like, you can literally be in your 50s or 60s and have never caucused and have no clue what it is. We're finding that a lot. It's not uncommon. People know who Bernie is. People like Bernie. It's funny. This is my experience. I've only been to 5 cities / towns since I've for the month I've been here so far. But in that time, me personally, I have seen 1 Warren sign. 1. I have seen no Biden signs. Not a single one. Unfortunately, I'm going to keep it real. I see a lot of Buttigieg signs. That scares the living fuck out of me. So that's worrisome. I do see a lot of him. Now, caucusing is nothing, it does not equate to signs. Like, that's not how it goes. You may have a sign and you may not actually, I was just going to get into that. You may have a sign and may not caucus. You may caucus and change your mind when you're there. To explain, thank you for the comment. I was going to get into this. To explain caucus to people, the Iowa caucus, to people who don't caucus. Like, I live in Pennsylvania. I don't fucking know what it is. So I got here and I'm like, I only know the videos I saw in 2016 with stupid coin tosses and shenanigans. So I learned a lot. So essentially, they did do something which could be advantageous for us this time. Last time, first of all, everyone says the caucus starts at 7. Okay, cool, it does. However, you have to be either in line or inside by 7 p.m. on the dot, or they will lock those doors and you will not get in, period. You get there at 7:01, tough shit. So we're telling every single voter of Bernie, get your ass there at 6:30. Do not risk it. It kills me to think people are going to get stuck in traffic or something and not be able to caucus. It's going to happen. I don't know why it's set up like that. Well, I mean, I have an idea why it's set up like this, but we cannot risk it. Get your asses there early. One thing they're doing this time that is very different. Last time, do not do that. Do not wear yellow vests. They are specifically looking for things like that. Do not do it. We have been instructed, do not do anything like that. You wear your Bernie shirts, you wear your Bernie hats, you wear your Bernie buttons. We are welcoming people. We are trying to get them to come over to us. Trust me, I want to wear a yellow vest. Don't do it. The campaign has specifically encouraged us to not do things like that for multiple reasons, but we can't. We have to. There's people going to be there of all ages and stuff, and things like that freak them out, and they won't come over to us. We don't need that. We need people. So the difference now, like last time, a lot of people caucusing were there like 6 hours. And that's ridiculous. Waiting in line to vote is annoying as it is, but standing or sitting in a chair for 6 hours is absurd. What they're doing this time that is better, especially for the elderly and disabled, is you get there, and when you get there, you can register them as when you get there. So you can be a Republican, Independent, Green, whatever, and change at the place, which, is good. So you don't have to, go 30 days in advance, blah, blah, blah. So the one thing they're doing, they are giving everyone a card. On the card, the front of the card, you put your first choice. On the back of the card, you put your second choice. And the reason being is that in Iowa caucus, you need a 15% to be viable. So what that means is people like Yang, Tulsi, Steyer, well, essentially probably everyone, 8 of the candidates are not going to be viable. So then my job is going to be a whip, which basically I will be going to people who aren't viable. Like, we're second choice to most Yang, Tulsi, and Steyer. And yes, I know he's a billionaire, but we're second choice. I don't know. Don't ask me, but he has a man crush on Bernie, so maybe that's why. But my job is going to be to go to those people and say, hey, since you're not viable, please don't leave. Just come to us. And here's why. And it's going to be my job to try and convince them to come over and join Bernie so we can get more delegates. So I'm going to have to be persuasive. Something that made me so excited was Andrew Yang yesterday came out and said, I don't think I'm going to be viable in Iowa. I think most of my people will go to Bernie, and I support that. That is fucking huge. That makes my job and many others that much easier. I can literally tell Tulsi people, hey, guess what? Tulsi will probably be, in Bernie's cabinet. Please join us. I can tell Yang people, he supports you going to Bernie. He said it. So I'm keeping up on all this shit because I want to, know the things to say to people, and also to tell, my fellow people who are going to be at caucus locations, look, here's a good strategy. We can say this. So then those people under 15% have the option to go somewhere else. Now, if ideally, if Warren didn't get 15%, I could try to convince all her people to come to us. Do I think that's feasible? I don't know. In the polls, she's at like 11%, but I I don't know. It's really going to come down to how many people actually show up. But the good thing is, what I was getting to is, unlike last time, because of those cards, you can actually go through the first count. If your candidate is viable and has 15%, you can leave. You can hand in that card and say, cool, my vote's been counted, I'm leaving. So you may only be there like an hour. That's a selling point to people. So a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to go there for like 5 hours. I have a bad hip, or, things like that. I get it. It's a long ass process. So or like, I'm going to have my kids with me, I can't do it. Nope. You're going to go. And we're even trying to come up with like childcare to, at the places to watch the kids while, parents are caucusing. We're offering rides to people. We are trying to do absolutely everything and anything to get these people to caucus. So now we don't want to encourage people to leave, because when I'm trying to convince people to come over to Bernie, if there's like 2 people there, they're not going to come over because even if we've already handed in 20 cards that say we're viable, it doesn't matter, because you know how people are. They'll see a section with the most people and say, oh, well, I'm going to go there. So we want people to stay and to cheer and get hype. We have signs for everyone. We want to be loud. I'm going to be one of those people that's like, yeah, Bernie 2020, and get people to chant and cheer. We're going to try to make noise. People go with the crowd. Absolutely. So let's say we have 20 burners at one location and all but 5 leave, and then Warren has 15. They're going to go with Warren. They just will. That's how people are. They're going to see who has the most people and go with them. There is a section for undecided people to go to. And there are still a lot of undecided people, even 4 days before caucus. You'd be amazed. You would be absolutely amazed how many people say, I'm undecided, I'm going to go to the caucus and see who has the most excitement. Well, typically, burners are going to whoop ass at that. But again, it depends how many people show. It all comes down to that. What we're saying at this point is we are cautiously optimistic. Do we have the support? Fuck yes. Do we have the volunteers? Fuck yes. Are we doing everything we can? Fuck yes. Are people going to get out and get off their ass? It's up to them. One thing, and I feel like a horrible person saying this, but apparently in Iowa there's something called Snowbirds. So like Monday it's supposed to be really cold and snow. Like some days I've been here, it's been a high of 6 degrees, no lie, and a low of -2, and we're canvassing in that, mind you. So because of that, a lot of elderly people do not go out to caucus when it's that cold. That's Biden's primary voter. His voters are primarily elderly. That's not mean. It's just, it's true. So, that's it. The weather may be an advantage to us. I don't know. There are so many variables. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing the SATs again. It really could go a million different ways. Also, we have like 200 caucus locations in Iowa. My location is going to be very different from someone else's, and then they're going to get an average. Hey, don't show off, Mark. I can't wait to get to PA just for that, just for the getting rid of all this ice, and I cannot feel my fingers. That's why my phone is shaking. But yeah, the month I've been here has been life-changing. I'm so fucking proud to be doing this. I am homesick. I miss my husband. I miss my parents. I miss my dog. A part of this history that I'm so proud of. you know, those of us supporting Bernie are on the correct side of history. It really comes down to that. And I would not be volunteering in Iowa if it were not for your donations. You guys got me here. You guys are the reason that I was able to come here. You guys, that GoFundMe got me my airplane ticket and the place I'm staying for 5 weeks and everything like that. As far as Biden ground game, he does not have any canvassers. He literally doesn't have any. He is running solely on name recognition. That's it. Nobody's getting calls from him. I literally have all the day. Okay, so I've been here 30 days. I've gone out canvassing nonstop. I've done a lot of local phone calls to try and organize for events, things like that. I have not met a single person who has talked to anyone except Bernie supporters, Yang supporters, and a few Buttigieg supporters, as far as like canvassing and stuff. But it's funny because a lot of my friend was canvassing and ran into a Buttigieg precinct captain who liked Bernie, and he made it very clear that like the problem with caucuses is like it's not like he could go in and vote for Bernie, but when you're caucus, you can't just like caucus for Bernie if you're wearing like precinct captain. But he like is so down low Bernie, and it was hilarious. I told him, I was like, shit, if his precinct, if Bernie loses by 1 vote, I'm gonna fuck him up. But I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's really amazing how like people who have run into other canvassers and stuff like that say that the Yang people they've run into and stuff have been very polite. There's been there is a respect, like we're doing this, so I honestly, I personally, and I've been in 5 cities / towns, I personally have not run into a single other canvasser. I haven't seen a single one. And quite honestly, I think that's 2 reasons. Number 1, we have the most money. We have the most campaign offices. It's really that simple. We also have the most staff. Your donations are getting us, the help to get this work done. And then also, I think no one else can compare as far as our passion. I mean, can you really see someone flying across the country to like volunteer for Joe Biden? I mean, no. And Joe Biden, something leaked the other day, it was last week, that he said, even if it's snowing and it's really awful out, you are not to listen to the emergency forecast. You are to get out and do your job. Saying even if you're scared you're going to get in an accident, tough shit. Like, we have to win. Yeah, people say that Warren has a strong ground game. I literally haven't met a single Warren supporter. That's just me. I mean, I'm sure there are, but I've only seen one sign. And I went canvassing, and there was a guy who was undecided between Bernie and Warren, and it took me about 3 minutes to get him on board with Bernie, and he took a bumper sticker and put it on his car right in front of me. It was pretty amazing. I said, "What's your most passionate, thing?" And he said, "Healthcare." And I'm like, "Okay, well, let me break it down." And he was like, "Okay, I'm going with Bernie. No premiums, no copays, no deductibles. Yep. All right, Bernie, do you want a bumper sticker? Hell yeah." Puts it on his car right then and there. It was the easiest sell. It was awesome. And it's so funny because when I knock on doors, I keep running into people who watch this and who actually who literally watch my show, and I'll knock on the door and they'll be like, "Is this a Savage Joy?" It's so hilarious. Um, there is a lot of misinformation about that app. A lot. Literally, and I know the person sharing that on Twitter is not a Bernie supporter. We looked into it. She's not. So as far as the app, literally all we are doing with the app, and nobody even has it downloaded yet, it is being given to people the day of the caucus. Only precinct captains will have it. And furthermore, they will be, literally the entire thing is simply, we have, our score is blah, blah, blah. It immediately gets uploaded to the campaign. That's it. It's for Bernie's campaign. It is not a DNC app. It's not a Dem app. It is a Bernie app. Period. So there's a lot of info going around that's completely to stir up conspiracy and to get us riled up, rightfully so. But no, do not worry about that. We also, this time we have an 800 number for all of us burners. It is a specific Bernie campaign phone number. Any of us who see anything, or any of us who count X amount of people and the Dems there say, no, it was X amount of people, we have an 800 number to call. We will be documenting everything. We learned a lot of shit in 2016, and we are rolling out some plans to really try and combat as much as possible. So definitely, we don't have the number yet, Greg. It's going to be given to us that day. This is specifically for precinct captains, not for people who aren't in Iowa. This is going to be specifically for the people who are counting totals, things like that. I was told I was going to be a precinct captain. However, because I am an out-of-stater, they found out that was against the rules. So that's why I'm still going to be at the caucus location and taking part. I just can't be the actual precinct captain. But I'm going to be watching like a hawk. That's one of the reasons I came out here, because I'm going to supervise that shit. I'm not playing around. I'm not trying to put up, coin toss bullshit and stuff like last time. We're going to try our damnedest to win this shit. So anyway, I'm so fucking cold. I've been talking for 28 minutes, and, you know what, Robert? I don't know if I can video, but I am. I may not be able to film something, but I am absolutely going to have that on, whether it's in my pocket and you guys can just hear it. I don't know. But you better believe I will have video on, period. And I'm not the only one. So don't worry, we're putting things in place. But these next 4 days, we need you guys to really post how important it is to get to the caucus. We're telling everyone 6:30. Don't even say the word 7 o'clock. Just say 6:30. Go to berniesanders.com/Iowa to find your exact location. Yes, I will absolutely put this video to share. I will put it on Twitter, and it's getting uploaded right away to YouTube. So as soon as I get off the air, it should have a link for you to share on Facebook or send it to people or whatever you like. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for raising the GoFundMe money to get me here. I mean, it really has been the opportunity of a lifetime. It really has. I'm keeping a journal type thing of all the things I'm experiencing and everything, so I can try to write an article when I get back. But there's work to do. So I am going to get back to the bus station so I can get back to Davenport. But I was like, I have some time, so hey, I'm just gonna do the show in front of the Des Moines Capitol. So I'm gonna try and feel my fingers again. Thank you guys so much. This has been an experience, to say the least. So I'll be going live, here and there the rest of the time I am here. I'm flying home. The caucus is Monday. I am flying home on Wednesday because Tuesday I kind of want a day to celebrate or cry in the fetal position. But hopefully celebrate. So I'll be doing some more shows, I'm sure, in the meantime. But thank you guys so much. I will keep you guys updated. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, everything like that. Thank you guys so much again. You guys are the best. I couldn't do what I do if you guys didn't support me. So Bernie Sanchez, yeah. Bernie Sanchez for the win. All right, thank you guys so much. Much love. You guys are amazing. Take care.